Hey all, Binks here, and who knew that one inclusion can make this deck so much more fun? The deck is Hyper Discard. The goal of the deck is to do our general discard game plan of trying to discard a bunch of cards and then use things like Apocalypse, Dracula, and Swarm to really overpower and overwhelm our opponents. But we have an awesome new inclusion of Wong in this. Now, back before MODOK was around, Wong was actually really popular in these discard decks. Either you'd use Lockjaw to kind of like cycle through discard cards, or you'd use Wong to double your discards and try and get as many triggers as possible. It's kind of fallen out with MODOK there. I think that Wong might bring down your win rate slightly, but it makes the deck a lot of fun and something that your opponent might not exactly expect. So what we can really do is either, play MODOK into Wong, where we discard all of our Swarms and Apocalypses multiple times, supercharging either our Morbius or Collector or both if we're lucky enough to have both of them out on the field, and then have a huge Apocalypse and a bunch of Swarms to play on the final turn, or be able to play a bunch of Swarms and Shavas so that our Dracula can discard it if we were able to ramp it out. Now, on turn 4, you pretty much always want to play Dracula, especially if you have the Apocalypse already in hand, but Wong gives us a different option on that turn, which is really cool. I think that you'll see in some of the highlights how explosive this deck can be, and I hope that you give this tech a try. As always, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, check down below. You can subscribe for daily Marvel Snap content, and catch you live at twitch.tv/Binks_plays. Enjoy. You piece! Okay, this deck runs Korg, so they probably have Zabu and Enchantress. We just have to expect this to probably get Zabu'd at some point. We'll just get the Lady Sif down. We don't have to rush out the Nebula. Nebula's a bit of a afterthought. Is there a deck to stop the Stature deck? I don't know, man. Probably. Sure, there's some things you can do. Maybe we don't want to stack these. Play this on their Angela lane. Could be pretty solid effects. Rude. That was on the MODOK. That was pretty gut-wrenching. Okay, this is actually really nice because that means that this is going to be safe from an Enchantress. Because their Enchantress is going to cost them. This is a sexy Darkhawk too. I think playing these on top of each other was a pretty big mistake. I think it's quite an oversight from the opponent. I wonder if we get away with playing the Apocalypse here. I guess we'll see if they stack anything on the Angela lane. Okay. They are trying to beat my Apoc lane. I mean, it's a 420 we got dealing with Dracula that they can't do anything about. Snaps, huh? How are they winning? How does Hitmonkey win though? So, yeah, Sandman Ramp's probably pretty good against a Stature deck. You can get Sandman down on turn 4, then they just have really limited power output. Why are they snapping against me? They can't really Enchantress right. Like, it doesn't make sense. That's gaining them like 2 power. They just play this around an Enchantress because it turns out they're Darkhawk. And split these maybe? They're probably going to play around getting 20 power. They're going to try and get 20 power here. Maybe we screw them over by getting 23. I don't see how they beat us here. Oh, it might be Sean, right? They went over 23 power. If they played a Sean right, we lose. Enchantress right shouldn't be enough. Nice. Weird snap. I do not agree with the snap from the opponent at all. Chavez is absolutely core in this deck. Chavez is one of the most important cards in the whole deck. For several reasons. A, we want to get our stuff and we want to get it early. This is a bot. They're playing very weird. I really wish that it discarded the swarm, but you know, we don't get to make these choices. Are they're just trying to get the raft filled up? With no apocalypse, I think we go Wong here. Wong goes kind of nuts. This +6 on our collector gives us a million swarms. They could potentially skillmonger this turn and give them more options on the raft, which is pretty nice. This is where the wand comes in handy, by the way. It's for like times that you don't get apocalypse. It gives you kind of like other cool outs to try and find ways to win games. Okay, so we have to be aware that middle is most likely going to be 17 as opposed to middle's most likely going to be 17. So I think we do invest to beat the 17 here because they might think they're going to be real tricky. Man, actually, it might be even more, right? It might be, if they play Skillmonger Nova here, they play Skillmonger and Nova, it's going to go to 17, it's going to go to 21. Can we beat 21? Maybe we just beat 21. 6, 15, 23. I think we just beat 21, right? We just beat 21, go all in right. Is Nebula actually in this deck? They're asking the real questions. This gets to 23, right? 3, 3, 6, 15, 23. So even if they have their best line, which is Killmonger Surfer, we still beat it because that gets them to 21. Then we're going to get to 18, right? Which I don't think they have any way of beating. So I think we're just vibing, man. Yeah, the Doom's already out of the way. I really hope it's Skillmonger. I love just like finding out the perfect line and beating it, right? If it's Skillmonger Surfer, Maximus Surfer is scarier, but still scary. But we win these. Stream was very helpful for me. We kind of have a perfect line here. The only thing we get beat up by is Storm or Juggernaut. And even if we get Juggernaut, we probably still win. We'll snap. The Dracula is such a good Storm counter. It's like maybe the best Storm counter in the whole game. Fire to cop still keeps the energy. Not a cop. Ooh, well played by the opponent. Very smart. Very smartly played. Very smartly played. We can go here. We probably need to get the swarm out of the hand, huh? We should still win. We should still win this. You just have to, with decks like this, sometimes you just have to be, you have to schmoove a little bit, right? So we're going to get +10. We'll tie. They have to play something here. They have to play something left, because if they don't play anything left, then our Nebulas shoot each other. If they don't play anything left, okay, let's just make sure we're going through this very logically. If they don't play anything left, we gain +10 on the Morbius from the 4 from the MODOK and then the 1 from the Dracula, right? So we're going to be at 14 to 14. Both Nebulas fire off to go to 16 to 16. So if they play something left, they also have to have a 5-drop that's bigger than my MODOK. Now, looking at their deck, there's a chance that they have 1-drop and Red Skull, so they can play Red Skull middle and 1-drop left. If they do that, we lose. I think we take those odds. If they just play middle, we should win. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Right? Oh. Oh man, wait. Maybe this is. It's got to be right. It's got to be correct. There's no way it's not correct to play Nebula Miniaturized Lab. That's just a 1/7. Just playing a 1/7 is pretty good, right? I mean, can I ask you something? How you vote a card that gives no cards that have no abilities and ability? What does Sandbar almost cuck the high vote deck? What do you mean does Sandbar cuck it? Like, you can't play there with the cards, but it's no different than just not running vanilla cards in your deck. Yo, we got a free Lockjaw? Chat, we have ourselves a Galactus Quantum Tunnel game. Never thought I'd see the day. Well, I can't believe they snapped into it. Who knows what's gonna happen here? What could come out? We have Hellcow, Collector, Swarm, Apocalypse, Chavez. None of which are great. Maybe I think we want the Dracula because we don't mind it coming out more than the Wong. Let's put the Dracula on the deck. Oh, it didn't even get the Wong out, dude. Okay. They can Ock here, but like, what do they do? Like, they're just rolling the dang dice, dude. They're just rolling the dang dice. I was probably gonna fill for Spider-Man or come as close as I can. All right, let's think about a standard Doc Ock list here, right? Standard Doc Ock. They already lost the Daredevil Electro. The Galactus is not in the deck. Cards that could possibly be in the deck that we could win with would be Yondu is often in these decks. Wave could come back out, would be a tie. Electro went in. That's right. Dude, I'm rolling the dice. Who cares? You don't get to go for games like this all the time. Get destroyed. Get wrecked! And absolutely dominated, Michael. What a crazy game! Let's go! You're in college? So if you're in college, if you were in high school, I was literally gonna say it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that much. Just go out and try your best, king. Or queen. I don't know. But for college can definitely matter. Getting through college is important. But I would say what I was always very good with studying, if it's more of a like memory based thing, like a biology or a science, which is, you know, essentially like a memory class in many ways, or a lot of them are, just do a bunch of practice tests, everything that you can to just kind of like redo things over and over again. But just like take a minute to like really think about the courses that you're doing for finals. Think about like what you're very strong at, and think about like what you're like really confused about. And like, honestly, if there's things that you like just don't get and you're almost certainly going to fail on a test, I think that it's almost like worth it to just like not even, as bad as it sounds, just like not even not even really like try to learn it, you know, at this point. You usually want to focus on stuff on the middle. So there will be things that you're very smart at, let's do this so it looks right for you. There's things over here that you're really, really strong at, that you are sick at. You know you're going to crush it. And there's things over here that you just, you know, you learned it, but you literally don't understand. You've tried over and over again, and it just doesn't work. Don't worry about those two things. just rip the stuff in the middle as much as you can. Stuff that's in between those two kind of pockets of your knowledge level with the course, just go ham on the other one. It resisted Jeff left. I didn't even see that Attilian was on the field. I was too excited about my analogy. Also, this isn't real educational advice. I'm an idiot. So just remember that. Interestingly enough, this is better than MODOK. I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm gonna run. Bot, this is real. They did snap really fast, but bots don't have Nebula. I don't know why they're still playing cards on the right. Can you explain the Disney Castle card back? It's cool looking, dude. Oh man, what do you want me to say? What do you want? I don't know, man. It's neat. Ah! Ooh, no, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Oh, wait. In your face. In your freaking face, dude. You all thought for 2 seconds we were gonna lose, didn't you? One's in chat if you thought that was the end. We'll just play the Wong out, win all 3 lanes, and see if we get anything that's good to discard. Because if we can find anything that's like good to discard, we might just like do a crazy discard turn next turn. Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, so they almost certainly don't, dude. I think we do it, right? We just go buck wild. We got it, right? Ugh. Like, do they run Cosmo? Some people are running Cosmo to block their Morbius. I think we still make this play. They run Cosmo, they run Cosmo. We're sad about it, but... Calling win Cosmo. No, they just did the same thing, except way less fast than us. We did lose the Lady Sif. That would have been nice, but not completely necessary. We even get a draw this turn, which is crazy. I mean, what kind of people would we be, chat? What kind of people would we be if we didn't do this? Oh, this might be game losing, but what kind of people would we be if we didn't do this, chat? Like we're running the crazy weird version of this deck. What kind of people would we be if we didn't discard 12 storms? We wouldn't be Binks if we're not gonna discard 12 storms here. Let's keep it a stack, dude. Look at this Morbius go. Look at him go. Or I guess it's actually 13 storms. They even played a card left to try and compete against my Morbius. Do we probably lose here? Yeah, but we're gonna play it up. Actually, they have to play right, otherwise we tie and we win the tiebreaker. So they can only play one card. Like if they can only play like if they can only play one card here and they can't play right, we're actually tying right. You lose in style? Absolutely, dude. I can't pass up an opportunity to get a 38 power Morbius, dude. He's Morbin out of his dang mind. They managed to play right. They're probably beating us here. I didn't know they had another Swarm in the deck. It's tough. GG's. Losing style, baby. Also, no, they played the Swarm. I thought that I forgot that they finished their Swarm twice. Plus, they didn't have our sweet Pixel Swarm. Lose in style. Lose in style. Like, yo, dude, it's actually crazy. People in chat will people in chat will tell you this. We're actually undefeated today. We've won 420 cubes. You can check it on untapped.gg/Binks69. Binks was taken. That's gonna be one of the bits, so I don't get mad at chat for asking about the win rate. I try not to talk about win rate that often. That's one of the new bits that I'm gonna start doing. You don't think you've ever seen anyone play Quake? That's quite funny. Yeah, 420 wins, 69 ties. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy with it. Did you say 420? I did. It's the weed number. 8 says the 840 double blazer because 840 is twice. That's a good name right there. No Dracula, but I think we're in Snap City, USA. Sometimes, wait, maybe I have to be thinking about getting the collector down early because the Morbius can be played at any point, but the collector needs to be played early to get full value. Kind of interesting. My biggest problem is that anything... I have to play into the cloning vets now. I can't play into the cloning vets later because it'll ruin my... Wait, I don't have Dracula. Wait, we're Gucci. I don't have to worry about things like this. Never mind. Oh, order lol. Order lol. Don't worry, you can hit me with the order lols. Only one order. Yeah, 2 orders. Opponent has a lot of energy. Ah! My game plan. It's actually not all that bad, right? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. It's really not that big of a deal. This looks bad. It's really not that bad. You know what's crazy? I don't think we're playing the Apocalypse. I think we're playing the MODOK, ripping our hand, and then playing MODOK next turn. I wish you could snap. Dude, we're fine. We're absolutely fine. There's no way they could beat us playing 16 extra power right, and the collector's gonna go crazy. No, we're totally fine. People are saying, well, we're totally fine. No, we want a second MODOK, chat. We need another one. We have to MODOK here. Now we MODOK left because now they could play Arnim Zola like a crazy person. Look at this. Look at this, chat. This is sick. What a crazy game. That looked really scary. And I think it's a bit of a learning lesson too, because you can see something like Sandman. He loses. There's nothing that he can play that wins. He almost loses right if he plays Zola. He almost loses right if he plays Zola. You guys, he doesn't lose. GG's, man. Krakoa's like, I'm gonna try my best for 4 turns, and then Krakoa's just gonna ruin my game plan on turn 5. Me and my opponent are both gonna be upset, and then one of us leaves. You know what I mean? Like, if Krakoa said, this turn, Krakoa plays your cards for you, that would be a cool location. It'd show up on like turn 1 or 2, and it'll just play your 1 or 2 drop somewhere, right? Super low stakes, whatever, kind of funny. Sometimes you snap. But because Krakoa's turn 5, Krakoa, when it was data mine, it was turn 6, which would maybe be worse. I don't know if it would be worse. It might be worse. Yeah, they're a Darkhawk deck that has Limbo. That's actually anti-synergistic with them. We don't have our full line, but we're pretty damn close. Dude, this rock actually kind of is very annoying. I actually don't mind snapping here. We get one more draw. We do have quite a few rocks in the deck. We're almost always playing Chavez next turn, right? If we're pretty much always playing Chavez. On turn 6, what are we playing? As we're playing Wing, but then we're just going to play the Swarm out of hand, right? Might as well just play this Wing. Gets us an extra discard. It's just kind of like a whatever play. They discarded the rock for me. Absolutely cracked, actually. That was insanely lucky. I guess anything that it hit was good. Never mind. Anything that it hit was great. The Apocalypse was actually the worst hit, maybe. Thank you for playing Black Bolt. You should just keep this card in your hand if you're the opponent. I feel. So we have Morbius, Wong, Hellcow, MODOK. Morbius is a 6-power card. It's okay. Hellcow and MODOK are cracked if we get them. And Wong is bad. So we feel pretty good. We might be snapping here. They don't have too much height to like get over us on Space Throne, right? I guess they could Shawn, but then they Shawn and then they just lose the Collector. They have to Shawn and something middle. They already did their move. They're probably playing Miles this turn. Probably playing Miles in a 5-drop, huh? Does this deck ever play Wave? Does this deck ever play Wave, chat? Yeah, they'll have Stature at some point too, but I think they moved the Nightcrawler because I think they have Miles in the deck. Nah, the whole idea of the Black Bolt, chat, it doesn't care if it discards the rock. It just needs you discard a card to make Stature cost 7. Yeah, they'll have Dark. I guess Darkhawk does go pretty tall. It'll be 10. They totally thought this was the last turn, by the way. They 100% thought that was the last turn, chat. I promise you. They shouldn't have any way to buff this. This is going to be 16. This will be 20, huh? We get 6, we get +2 here. They don't run anything that buffs cards, right? I can't imagine they have a way to like buff too many cards. Because if that's the case, let me just go to 26 here. They have a 10 power Darkhawk potentially. I'm pretty sure they thought that was the last turn though. I don't know why you would ever do this if you didn't think it was the last turn. They could probably just retreat here, huh? They're gonna go for it. Do they not know that this gets over that I can get over the top on the right pretty easily? Like the Nebula is just gonna bump us up by 1. Yeah, we murked him, dude. Darkhawk is dead to, I mean, it's still 10. Darkhawk is dead to them in a 7-turn game. Looks at 4 energy, 20 power card that the opponent played. The opponent played a card that's the weed number, and you're laughing, and you're calling it a dead in a 7-turn game. They played a weed number card, and you're laughing. Make sure to subscribe. Watch that one too.